tokenization will also take, it will be
That's
like,
going to open up a huge pool of money that we're not exposed.
Do you think this change of going from off-plan to secondary market is going to happen soon, or still Dubai, there's a lot of off-plan coming?
I don't think we have sold 1/3 of what is possible to be sold in the UAE, man. It's not always a smart move to open your own company. I don't believe that everybody who is good at something has to open his own business of that specific field.
Everyone wants to be a boss. Everyone wants to be a CEO. The reality is you're none of the above. Even in my own companies, I feel like an employee in my own company, all right?
True.
And the responsibilities and all of this. But everyone likes the title, and they go and open a company thinking they're going to make more money or they're going to be successful. Majority of them fail, honestly.
Hello everyone on another episode on Checked. Usually people are very excited when they bring somebody who's online known. But in this city, there is some people that maybe don't have even this Instagram, like this gentleman next to me, but everybody in real estate know their name. And as I call them, the offline people. So in this episode, I brought some interesting names in the real estate industry that are offline known. I have with me Hisham.
Ahlan.
From Usus Properties. He's the founder of Usus Properties. I have with me Khaldun. He will introduce himself in a moment. And Mr. Lu'ay, who I think a lot of people know about Lu'ay brokerage.
He's here to dominate.
Yeah. So I will just pass them the word to introduce themselves for the people who don't know them. By the way, guys, I have a lot of people from the US and the UK that follows me.
Oh, wow.
So for that audience, please, if you don't mind, Khaldun, to introduce yourself, then Lu'ay, then we'll go back to you, Hisham. Lu'ay. Khaldun.
Sure. Khaldun here. I manage Real Estate Masters, a brokerage company, and been in the UAE since September 2000. 25 years now.
Wow.
أنا
25
سبقتك.
years.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so basically, you are, in this 25 years, you were heavily involved in real estate, or you did something else?
I'm originally a hotelier. I started
right.
my career in hospitality, and I did the transition, I believe, in 2010, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a long time ago still. Yeah. And by the way, a fun fact about Lu'ay, I will launch that before you will talk about yourself, is that Lu'ay, he's a marketeer, which is a very interesting thing because majority of the people I met in this industry, they are ex-real estate agents and they do their own company. But in your case, it's different. So please.
Thanks. So I came to Dubai around 2005. I did start in a marketing agency. I did study business management and marketing in the UK. So yeah, I do have that marketing background. And marketing is in my heart and soul. Even till today, like I'm in the trenches with a marketing team doing all the marketing work for the group holding Provident Real Estate that I established in 2008. We're group holding. Mainly, of course, we're a brokerage agency, but we have, mortgage division, snagging, property management, holiday home, and so on.
Just leave a bit for me to introduce myself. Too much.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's like a quick part about me. And I've been here also for 20 years, 20 some years. It's been a great ride. And I'm with, the pioneers today and the veterans and pioneers of the Dubai real estate. Yeah, like you said, a lot of people might know us offline because we've been around for such a long time and done so much over here. And hopefully we'll continue to do so. I pass you back to Mr. Hisham.
Habibi.
Fun fact about Mr. Hisham, without naming the names of any companies, but he was behind the growth of one of the biggest real estate companies. But we're not going to talk about that.
Then Provident came in and Real Estate Masters came in to dominate and they took over. But
we were there, but you came in and then things,
About me.
Yeah.
So now you're here. Now is
I'm here now.
Usus is
Absolutely.
I started last year after working for 23 years. Initially, I started off with developers. Worked with Dubai Properties for 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah, seen across different departments and divisions. It was very tough, but it actually paid off on the long term. And then I onboarded with another large private developer, Select Group, for a good number of years before moving on to this brokerage company and starting my own. But I moved to Dubai in '97 with my parents.
Wow.
It was definitely very different back then, and I'm blessed, to see this transformation and evolution.
That's by the way, Hisham, he have his own podcast, Mila's podcast. It's interesting and it's with a B. You're gonna see a lot of interesting names. And when I hear the conversations, because I had like the privilege to see some conversations, it's interesting the amount of knowledge that you can bring from that era, from those back then, in the 2000s, in the early 2000s. But now you have your own company, Usus. And like it's an interesting team that you had. I've been in your office. I loved it. But I want to really know about something that a lot of Asians that I bring in this podcast don't know about, which is the era of the 2005, 6, 7, where the offline market, or I believe, like, I'm not a real estate guy, but I believe the law of freehold was new for the UAE.
Yeah, I think, Lu'ay started at a very critical time. 2008?
Yeah, 2008. And I came here 2005.
Yeah.
I worked in a web company, web marketing agency, and then I started in real estate in 2006. So I lived through it. And I came 2005. Okay, you were here in 1997. If you want to share my experience, a lot of people used to say you're so lucky to have lived through that period. Yeah, it was a very good period. Dubai was booming. You had the off-plan sales and all of that. And I lived through the 2008 crash. So it didn't last very long. It was like a 2-3 year period of that boom. And the crash was quite hard. It's when I first opened the company. So,
So you opened during the crash?
Yeah, I opened August 21, 2008, and the official crash was
October.
September to October. So September, I'll remember the exact time is when the Lehman Brothers crashed.
Correct.
When you started
God.
watching the news and you see the Lehman Brothers, everything in Dubai just went on pause. Because majority of the sales was off plan. The palm was just getting handed over. Downtown, Burj Khalifa didn't get handed over till 09 or 010.
September 2009.
Yeah.
09.
So it was still getting built. I remember Atlantis got handed over 09 also.
And then they were criticized, right? Because they had
The big
$40 million
events.
firework.
The fireworks.
All the
Yeah.
UK media was bashing this opening.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, the time you opened up was critical. And for him to have survived it and grown is a success story.
Yeah. So it wasn't easy at that time. It was very different. So we didn't have, social media. Obviously, we didn't have Instagram. Facebook wasn't very big. You had, I think, different social platforms.
We had fax machines.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was...
we don't really use
For
fax.
the Gen Zs, a fax machine is like when you send the message and it appears in a paper in a different location.
No, the
It's
reason
for the
I
Gen
said
Z.
fax machine is when I started working in sales, the first thing we do in the morning when we walk into
Check
the
the
office
fax.
selling JBR is whether the customer signed this booking form. So it's at the fax machine, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
of course, it
Wow.
all changed over time.
It evolved.
Yeah.
So back then, both of you were somehow in real estate. But I believe, Khaldun, you weren't in real estate.
That was actually 2009 is when I joined real estate.
But like I'm talking about 2008, 2007.
2008, I was still in the hospitality industry.
What happened back then when the crash happened?
Lots of people got laid off.
Were you one of them, or what was the?
Fortunately, I was not. But I remember 50% of the employees at that time. And I remember airlines laid off people, hotel groups laid off people, and people were jobless, just literally jobless.
Construction
in Dubai.
companies, bankers.
Correct.
But we recovered really fast. I mean, if you compare the recovery of the UAE
Thanks to the
comparing
Arab
to the
Spring.
whole, sorry.
Thanks to the Arab Spring.
Yeah, I mean, well,
It was a cause.
that was a bit later, wasn't it?
2011.
Yeah.
It did help.
2011.
It was starting to recover end of 2010.
Exactly.
Small recovery.
Exactly.
2011
See
helped
the influx
through
of
Arab Spring.
Syrians, Egyptians.
True.
But regulation came in, RERA
Correct.
came about, a lot
Yeah.
of laws changed at that time. So Dubai is completely different to what happened pre-2008. And back then, you didn't really have digital online marketing as much. Yeah, you had Google landing pages. One of my marketing team showed me my website back in 2008 where you can see the archives. It was good for its time.
Yeah.
But if you look at it now, it's completely different, right? So I focus a lot on digital, lead generation at that time. That's because where I came from. Most other companies would either have stands, which, like you guys, they were very popular back then too, or newspaper. So you would buy Khaleej Times, or you'd get Khaleej Times delivered to
Those
you.
effective.
You'd have
Property
freehold
Weekly.
and classified. It used to be that thick.
Yeah.
And it was that thing, and you'd go through, and people would call, and that's how they would buy properties, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the game has completely changed. The market has changed. It's a different thing. What I was trying to say is, people who are living through Dubai today are the lucky guys. I say, what's happening in Dubai today is sustainable. It's scalable. It's going to continue to grow. And if you're building your name for yourself, it's great. And there's so many ways, so much construction, so much sales, so much buyers coming in, and they're coming for good reason. It's not just buildings. Dubai offers you today, healthcare, good schooling, safety, security, very little
Everything.
taxes, lifestyle, restaurants, everything is
a full
possible.
package.
It's a full
growing.
package today.
Yeah.
So you can't compare it to pre-2008. It didn't have all these things at that time. So I always say to people when they say, I was lucky, I always say, no, you're lucky to live today through it. Maximize it, do your best, enjoy it. How long will it last? Dubai is going to last. Our business model and all of that, I don't know how long.
We will come
for.
back to this point, actually.
Get
I
what
want to
I mean?
dissect this
Yeah,
point.
that's fine.
But I want to come back to Khaldun for a moment. Like, when the crash happened and you were not in real estate, was the crash one of the reasons that, sent you towards the real estate path? How you end up being in real estate?
I can't say that I've planned to move to real estate. It was just a coincidence. And at that time, I actually moved from hotels and worked for a developer at that time. And I didn't do sales. I was not working in sales.
Okay.
No. I've never done sales, actually. I never sold.
He's
my life.
larger than sales.
Yeah, sales is a skill that lots of people have. I personally don't. At that time, I joined a developer, and I was working mainly in marketing, but focusing a lot on road shows and when road shows and events, basically. And when Luay mentioned newspapers, I remember with that developer, when we used to do any event, the very first thing we would book the cover of a newspaper.
Of course.
And it worked at that time. It was one of the main sources of leads.
Hoardings, command. They were very big.
Hoardings were very big.
right, yes.
People used to generate leads out of hoardings at that time.
And back then, I mean, where you worked, with every apartment they offered the BMW, and then وصلوا لفراري.
Exactly. BM, Mercedes, and Ferrari,
right.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
There was some Rolls Royce.
I mean,
at
the same perks are being used till now with some
No,
developers.
like it depends. Very rare, but back then it was much bigger than it is now.
The Mac almost, I think, gave a car.
No, we didn't want to say a name.
Yeah,
They gave a car with
You
every
can, bro.
property.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
It
unique.
was.
I mean, look, for the developer, they were like very different, and that's what made them. They were like, they were so creative, and they were leaders in the marketing, and that's why their name today is worldwide and known. To be honest,
Yeah.
absolutely.
they pushed the boundaries. That's the word I wanted to use. They pushed the boundaries back then. They've been pioneering it until today. They push the boundaries.
Well, they were advanced. They were always a step ahead of everybody else. And in my opinion, the Mac at that time was always a step ahead. But it's very interesting, Waleed, whenever this crash thing or crisis subject is discussed, you always think, we're blessed to be here.
Of course.
Because we always recover. Yes, recovery is not easy. It is not. But as Luay said, we are in a country that offers a full package of everything. And we know and we believe that we will recover. But it takes some guts.
Yeah, of course.
You need to plan properly. You need to have crisis management. You have to have it at your office, at your company, at your home.
We will talk about the crisis, how you guys manage the crisis, but like it's very interesting. I'm realizing a pattern here. So you're also having a marketing background when you started real estate. It was not from because suddenly I met two people who are involved in the management of real estate agencies that have a marketing background. I never encountered that before, which is interesting. Do you think that one of the traits, especially for you, Luay, I want to ask you about this, and I'll come back to you because you're from a sales background.
Not really, but it's okay.
By the way, I mean, yeah, I was in marketing, but I started in sales in 2006. So I was a broker. I worked for
Okay.
PRV2. Used to be exclusive agent for a developer called Abiyar, which was Kuwaiti developer. And
Yeah,
then
Abiyar, they had something in
correct,
Dubai Marina.
Al Suffolk,
With
and
Suffolk.
Dubai Marina,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I used to work for the exclusive agency PRV2. And my mentor, who used to own actually the marketing company, Mazen Ilyas, he moved me into sales because I wanted to do that also. I was
Okay.
doing sales in marketing. So I used to sell websites. Do you know what I mean? I used to go to different people and sell them like, you need a website and we'll develop it for you. That's what I did in the
Okay.
marketing, yeah. And then I went to sales and I did sales, property sales, and I was a broker. And even when I opened my company, I'll be honest, I was a broker for the first 3-4 years.
You were still selling.
Yeah, I was still selling.
course.
And then for many, many years after it, I was selling till the company grew where you had to focus on the management,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. And that's my question. Like, my question is related to, because what I'm seeing nowadays in the market is that I swear to God, like, you can meet a person that closed like 5-6 deals, boom, they go open a company. Is it a smart step? Like, I mean, for people who are managing companies, like you are veterans in this field, what do you advise people once they want to open a company?
It's a very interesting question in this group because you
Yeah.
have two people who own companies and you have someone who runs
Run
a
a
company,
company,
and
exactly.
they don't own it.
Yeah.
So I think you're
But
going to
still-
get various answers.
Exactly. So I thought I'm gonna be having the answer from an ex-sales, an ex-marketeer, and also somehow an ex-marketeer. But like, just what the advice that you give. Let's start with Khaldoon from his standpoint, because I've noticed that you are a very good observer. You observe a lot of things. So
Okay.
what did you observe in the market when someone approaches the idea of starting their own real estate agency or brokerage? And you
Alright.
can be brutally honest. Like,
I will be. I see. It always depends. It depends on the setup. It depends on the investment. It depends on the timing. It's not always a smart move to open your own company. And I don't believe that everybody who is good at something has to open his own business of that specific field. I more believe in, and this is something that we in sales actually use with investors, diversify. If you are in a company, you're earning good money, you might set up a different business. Not necessarily real estate. Set up a different business. You're still making money here. Partner with someone in a different business, diversify your investment. I think this would be a lot smarter than, because to be very honest, from a financial perspective, and I think the gentleman can explain a little bit more because they even had the experience where people left them and opened their own companies. And in our company, we had the same issue. We had people who made, let's say, $1 million dirhams. We're not talking $1 million. $1 million dirhams. And in $1 million dirhams, you can open your own company here and practice the real estate. They're not earning the same money they used to earn because
Less.
now they have to spend a lot more. They have to invest in a lot more. They have to do marketing. They have to employ people. The whole operational and overhead. So to answer in a nutshell, no, I don't think it is necessarily the right move that you would open your own investment when it comes to real estate. Diversify. This is
okay.
my answer.
So I will go to Luay, because the timing when Luay opened his agency and you are two different eras and totally completely different. So I want to know, like, because you're like, maybe you don't know how the approach is now to opening a company, but I believe in your time was even harder. Like,
No, but Luay's
I
got
do, I know.
multiple companies,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he has. Under
oh,
his
okay,
umbrella,
yeah. I'm talking about real estate.
I'll give you a very, 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 very short version because I can write a 500-page book talking about this subject. Okay.
If you talk about the people,
So I'm going to give you a short
Exactly.
version of it.
Exactly.
The thing is, everyone wants to be a boss. Everyone wants to be a CEO. The reality is, you're none of the above. Even in my own companies, I feel like an employee in my own company, all right?
True.
And the responsibilities and all of this. But everyone likes the title and they go and open a company thinking they're going to make more money or they're going to be successful. Majority of them fail. honestly. And a lot of them, they go and they do it. I've had, like you were talking, you've had a lot of people leave you and they open their own company. It's happened to me over the years. I don't know, is it 1,000 times, 2,000 times? I don't know. A lot of them have been successful, majority not. And I bump into them sometimes. Like, how are you doing? Yeah, man, it's driving me nuts. I'm like, how many employees do you have? 2, but I'm getting rid of them. So I'm like, you're a company owner, but you're alone. You're a CEO. He's like, yeah, do you need a manager? I'm like, no. If you can run your own company, why would I hire you?
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh my God.
So you get a lot of that. I'm not saying everyone. Everyone has the right to. So you can't stop them. People come to me and they tell me, I want to set up my own. I advise them. They have the right to. That's their money, their health, their future. They do whatever they want. But, you know, like in our companies, the way the real estate is being set up, I don't consider agents employees of my company. I consider them in a way as partners that we're working together collectively. I'm investing in you. I spend the marketing. I give you the office. I give you the drivers. I give you the accountant. I give you the team. You just work and close, or find the buyers and close them. So it's kind of a mutual agreement. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's unfair. A lot of agents think, oh, they're taking too much off from me. I see it the other way. It's unfair because I'm putting the money all in front and I'm spending all till 3 months, 4 months for you to make a deal. Because new people usually takes them a couple of months to plug their first deal. And some of them, the problem is, you know, the industry is very competitive. Everyone wants to be a boss. It's their right. I will give them my personal advice. Think it through a lot more. There's a lot more to it. It's not just about, you know, sales. You know, you can have a great salesman, but he's a very bad manager. Or you have
Majority
a great,
of
Very
good
true.
salesmen, they're bad managers.
correct. So you might have a lot of people that were really successful and made millions and millions and millions. I have agents in my office that made 20 million, 25 million dirhams, to be honest with
Wow.
you. And some of them in years made more money than me that year. I don't complain. I'm happy for them and let them go for it, you know? But yeah, sometimes, you know, when you want to open your own agency, there's a lot of things involved. It's not, I always say it's easy to get a trade license. It's easy to open a company. It's very difficult to scale it and to grow it.
The word
That's
is
where they
scaling.
need to look at it. Scaling and growing.
Yeah.
That's where all the challenges come back. And that's like sleepless nights. I work 12-hour days like the guys. 12-hour days, 8-hour days, 10-hour days. People think if I own my own company, I can spend more time in Marbella and Ibiza and Mykonos on the holidays. It's actually the complete opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah? You're
I
more
mean,
responsible. And I don't want to say what my overheads per month is, quite a lot. But I start at a minus every month. And I too need to make that money.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stress.
It's a lot of stress. So it's not for everyone, you know?
I'll come back to the stress point later in this episode because it's very important. I want to talk to you about the stress. But for Hisham, I've seen some of the scenarios of the business. Like it's like he's talking to you, but he's thinking about something, and then someone comes, and then he have to do a call, and then he go to check on someone, and then like in 15 minutes you do like 30 tasks. I don't know, like how the hell people are managing all of this.
Yeah.
But to come back to the same question, how you approach the idea of starting Usus. It feels like you're gonna start with a sad story. Like
No, it's not a sad story. Honestly, it's I'm grateful that I was pushed towards starting my own. Right, I've been doing real estate my entire career, and there's nothing else that I'd want to do. I mean, there were opportunities of doing other, like getting involved in other industries whilst I was doing sales, but again, what you experience in Dubai and what real estate has given me on a personal, professional level is something that I admire. Like Khaldoon was saying, you know, maybe starting a business is not for everybody. It wasn't on my mind.
I feel like like a bunch of your friend and family were like, Hisham, you have to start a company right now. I feel like they pushed you to start it because they saw in you, or you've seen it in yourself.
No, it wasn't even on my mind. It was just the situation of what came through after years of hard work, you know, to build something up. Which wasn't mine, right? And put that energy and effort,
and it ended up being one of the biggest.
You know, see the change coming in. Then I just gave up on giving my energy and my dedication to others. And honestly, that's where it started. But of course, starting it at my time was different to Lu'ay's time. His was critical, but I started at a time where the market is by far much more competitive, right? He was there during the financial crisis.
Yeah.
Today there's 9,000 registered real estate agencies, right? Over 35,000 registered agents, غير unregistered.
Yeah.
But I think again, with having formed good relations over the years, left good experiences with people, there's been support which has helped me within a year, sustain and grow. And I'm not looking at scaling to the size of what Provident is or Real Estate Masters is. I just want to stay. Like a mid-size, lean. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I'm happy, like Lu'ay was happy, to see people make more money than him. It's just, enjoying it. And whether a change in the market takes place, where a slowdown kicks in, or it becomes difficult for sellers to sell their assets, we'll take it a step at a time. And if anything happens, I know I've got Lu'ay and Khaldun to back me up. So I'm safe.
I'm sure you're not going to need us, but if you need us,
Inshallah, you'll never
We're
need
gonna talk about the friendship in the middle of the episode. I'm planning how I'm gonna take you to this part because it's beautiful to see a friendship like this. I mean, I really enjoy when you are. And these guys are so funny. They're just trying to be like, but they're so funny. You have no
We're
idea.
behaving. We're
Yeah,
behaving.
they're behaving a
We're
lot.
behaving.
There was like a change after the episode started, but you are so funny people. Like
I think
can make a
I think
sitcom
because
out
we
of
take
this.
it serious.
Yeah.
We take our job serious. But I want to tell you something because
Yeah.
we highlighted a couple of times that the real estate agents are making lots of money.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to have this perception that real estate is the easy money. Because it's not.
No, it's not.
It's very hard.
Because it's not.
Tough.
Not
Good that you
at all.
brought up that up, by the
not
way.
at all.
Yeah.
And I'm really angry. Not to the limit of being
He was
angry.
just saying you're happy, we're happy.
I'm disappointed with how people showcase real estate, especially agents, regardless to which company, even if they're freelancers who have, who have the right to post something on social media, and they're coming out of their luxury cars, opening their luxury villas, and walking into the swimming pool and. This is not the life of real estate agents.
Some of them are rented, man.
Absolutely. This is not the life of
I know.
because real estate, a realtor it's a job. It's literally a job.
profession,
You wake up really early in the morning. You have to be at the office. You have to do lots of work. You have to do so many calls, lots of follow up. You have to find clients if you're not provided with the right leads from your company.
Yeah.
So
Which is a problem now.
lots of people on social media are making real estate as a very easy job to make lots of money. So again, it's not. It's not.
Majority, can I just add, sorry?
Please.
Khaldun? Majority of agents don't make money.
Exactly.
I think 80%.
I don't know the numbers, but a lot of them don't make money. Like from the 80,000 or 35,000, I would say probably 5,000 of them are making above $1 million. 1,000 are making maybe above the 3 million. And then you would have maybe, I would say 30-40% are probably making ends meet. They're living day by day.
Exactly.
But the reality is agents are like business owners. I look at it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So businesses, not all businesses succeed. That's a reality. Not everything's successful. But if they treat it like the way you said, if they treat it in a career and a proper
Exactly.
job, they will succeed at one another and they will make a living out of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people just get in for the glitz and the glam and they just want to do one big deal. And they want to live off that one big deal for a whole year. They want to sell that plot, that building, or that penthouse or whatever. And that's not the reality. You can't just go and sell a penthouse or a building. Maybe it's happened. One guy got lucky. But I always say to people, our business is not about luck. Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? It's about working hard so good luck can find you. You know?
Luck is a bonus.
Well,
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the reality
Working
is...
hard, so good luck.
Yeah, I always say that.
Love it.
Yeah. I always say that. People do, a lot of them are treating it like a career and they do it and they're successful and they've been doing it for a lot of years. But, we went through this period today and I saw what happened in 2007. And today it's happening. Everyone wants to join real estate.
Yeah.
The guys are leaving all their jobs all around doing whatever
Exactly.
to get into real estate, or they want to be associated with real estate because they think it's quick money and they think it's easy. They get in and then they ended up leaving it.
Smart, it's not easy, huh?
Yeah.
It's fast to get in and fast to go out.
Yeah. It's not for everyone.
There is something, and you are the group of people that I can ask you this question, and you will give accurate answers about it. And I'm gonna start with you, Khaldoon, because you're managing a real estate agency, and I think one of the responsibilities is to making sure that the people who are joining the company are the right people. What's your metric of, or let's say like patterns that you always go through when you're sitting with someone that you're maybe going to recruit as an agent?
Okay. Well, we have a process for interviews. They meet the manager, they meet HR and everything. And I meet candidates for a maximum of 5 minutes.
Oh, to know.
That's it. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes because it's all about I meet or I interview for the attitude and the personality. Technical is something that you can always learn. I don't ask if they know the projects, if they know how to sell, or if they don't know how to sell. There are people who would fit into the system that we have and the environment that we have. And there are people, and with experience, you end up knowing who would fit and who wouldn't. And sometimes I do challenge myself and challenge the person, and I would write on their interview notes like, this is going to happen. You're going to cause some troubles. And I face them, I challenge them, and they go like, no, nothing's, and it does, you know? So it's all about the chemistry. It's all about, would this person fit into the group or not? Because if they don't, they will not succeed. Or they're going to negatively affect other people.
So your main concern is the energy that they can bring in the office.
Everything. Listen, we're humans.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, our jobs are connected to emotions. You have to like the people you work with. You have to respect them. You have to enjoy the environment, especially in real estate, because I don't know if everybody knows, but it's mainly a non-salary job.
Based, yeah. It's worldwide, globally. I was shocked when I knew this because
it's mainly based on commission. So you get lots of people who say, I'm not on a salary, I'm not going to come to the office. But the owners of companies or brokers did not build big offices to have them empty. They want to bring the people in. They want to have that vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we
Look for.
choose people for. We need people who would fit, who would add value to that environment, who would bring a new vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So this is what I screen for.
Amazing. Like before going to Lu'ay, because I have a question for him regarding that, I noticed something about the people who work with you.
Can I just interrupt you?
Please. Yeah.
Lots of people who worked with Hisham or worked with Lu'ay worked for me at some point, or for me went to Lu'ay and it's very interesting. And you should listen to our conversations when we go like, oh, listen, this guy is joining. Oh, good luck. You know?
So okay, go ahead.
It's typical.
I got it. Because I noticed something. The people who work with you, they all look good. They look good.
But you haven't been
That's
to the
Hisham's, that's Hisham's screening process. There you go. Look good. You look good, you're hired.
They're sharp, they look good. But I want to go through your screening process. What's the patterns you look for, or what's the feeling?
I kind of again it's about the personality, and the energy to me is very important. I'm not interested in a rock star salesperson who's gonna thinking that it's only about the money and he's willing to create an environment that's unhealthy. So عن جد the energy of the person and the ability and their desire to learn, because this time is very different to the 2008 to 2011 period. A lot of new developers, a lot of new projects, a lot of new districts. So as long as they have that in them, like I'm more than happy to roll up my sleeves and get involved with them in training. And that's why, to me, staying that size allows me direct contact with each individual. At one point, I think when you cross 100, they just become too much to if Lu'ay goes into the office, right?
Maybe
people are walking in and out. I mean, you saw me and I'm a quarter of both of their entities. But if you go to his, the amount of requests and different requests, right? That they each get is 10 times. And I experienced that before. It just doesn't become you become volatile.
You
become short-tempered. They agitate you quickly. And it took me 7 months to recover and reach sanity post leaving my previous company. You know, when people were disappointed, why did you leave without saying goodbye? Did you care what I was going through?
Yeah, you just wanted to run away.
You know? I mean, it took me honestly
That's
like
very
4
sharp.
months to drive down that road. I just didn't want to go back in anymore. You know, like I was doing every commission follow up, cash advances, administrative work. But sure, I was gonna serve coffee for these brokers.
Yeah.
But it was yeah. So you know, like, and that's the decision I took.
Yeah.
Right. How
For
it
you,
plays
I-
out, I'm yet to see.
But you used to take care of them.
Of course, no, and you
did.
Yeah, you have to take care of
Exactly.
people. Yeah,
You still
but,
did.
But again, after a period of time, Mahi, it becomes a lot, and then everybody thinks, why are you not in my shoes? Now the way I look at it is, why don't you be in my shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You be in my shoes, and you listen to the requests that I get from morning to night, and then you have your personal issues as well, right?
my God,
Of
yeah.
Nobody
course.
thinks about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think the personal issues are more for
Aside.
someone who's busy in his work, because the personal stuff, they like kind of sometimes you have to neglect them for the sake of your company, and it's like it becomes double trouble. So I understand that. But for you, Luay, the question would be a little bit.
Can I just? Sorry to interrupt you.
He got
but
so
because,
excited.
because I'm in touch with them daily, right? And even at their scale, right? They still get involved with individual employees. Like they still take care of their people, and this exhausts them.
Yeah, it's
right.
exhausting.
So it's a conversation. Yani, we
But
have,
it
yeah.
comes with the decision. It comes with the decision of owning a company or managing a company.
No, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of like when people come and say, "Oh, but corporate." Okay, corporate, then khas, go corporate. Our business is
Yeah, you
very.
can't.
That's why you look at
Never.
personality, right?
Yeah.
Energy,
Of course,
because
course.
it's a human to human
It's an
engagement.
EQ based.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%. 100%.
So for you, Luay, the question is almost the same question, but I will tweak it a little bit. Why, when you're maybe in the beginnings, maybe you're not doing it a lot now, maybe picking your agents, when it comes to someone who don't have experience, maybe even in sales,
Yeah.
how you can tell if this person can make it? Is there something that you...
Interesting.
There are traits that you can find in people that if they're good salespeople or not. Do you know what I mean? Do they have empathy? Are they sporty? Are they, what's that word? Extroverts. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's little characteristics that you can look for. But I just wanted to answer you in general, by the way. I used to interview a lot. I don't have 4 recruiters today. When it comes for upper management, managerial, I'll go in, I would interview sometimes because you need to find the right person. There isn't the right method 100%. I've tried exams before they've come in. We've tried doing questionnaires over the phone before they've come in. Check them out how they're sitting in the lobby area before they come in. Different questions, behavioral. We've tried it all. There's nothing perfect, to be honest, in this. But I'll tell you one thing's definite, red flags. Red flags for me is like immediately I've like not hired people because of these red flags. One, they talk about their past company. They talk about badly about other people. If they moan and complain, you don't want moaners and complainers.
100%.
They drag people. They're too much drama. They come in, they start talking about their drama, about their life and all of that, and they start sharing their story about their relationships and all of this. And you're like, you're here for an interview. Why the hell are you talking to me about your personal life and all of that kind of stuff? Or they talk about their finances, or they're complaining or moaning. Immediately, that's red flags. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look at that. If you see the red flags, just stay away from it. But of course, you don't look for sales. We try to see someone with sales criteria, or they've done sales before, or if they're in hospitality, they've worked in retail. Okay, these people tend to be really good, or banking. They understand finance, so they don't have been in sales, but they've been in finance. They've been in hospitality. They've been in these kind of services. They tend to be good. After the COVID, we recruited a lot of people from Emirates Crew. I remember I had like 20 or 25 people from Emirates Crew, and some of them are still with me. A couple of them left me and opened their own company, and they're okay. They're doing well for themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they were cabin crew, but cabin crew are also very well trained in Emirates. Do you get what I mean? They're very obedient.
They're consistent.
Disciplined.
They're committed.
Disciplined.
Very
They're
hospitable.
disciplined.
Actually, for me, one of the most important things, sorry, and I use that word, I forgot it now, discipline.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to look, are these guys disciplined? Athletes are very disciplined people. If you realize someone goes to the gym a lot, when he tells me, I wake up early at 4:30 in the
Yusuf, yeah.
morning, or he tells me I go running and I go training and I'm doing that, I'm like, this guy has discipline. He can use that discipline in something else.
It's the same pattern that's motivating him for sport. It can motivate him for work.
100%.
As long as he's not taking injections.
Yeah. So,
Because I had bad experiences with
Yeah.
people because they lose it at some point, to be very honest
Yeah.
with you. They're not
Yeah.
easy to control.
yeah.
They have temper issues.
They do have temper issues, yes. They're extremists.
Yeah. Let's go into the marketing side because, of course, you guys, or maybe people, they don't know, like having a real estate agency is mainly managing people and managing client through marketing and getting an influx of clients, which is the heaviest part, marketing, leads. Guys, in this market, there is like all these transactions we're hearing about in DLD by the billions. Like all these companies fighting for this share of the market in real estate. How is the marketing happening? Like before we go how it was, let's talk about it now. What are the channels? I mean, sometimes I know that some agencies rely on their agents to get their own leads because maybe they have good social media. So what you gonna say about this? Let's start with the.
He's a marketeer.
Yeah, because
He's the
I want to
pioneer.
keep him the last because I know he have a lot to say about it. Because he is a marketeer, but like I want to start with you and then Khaldoon.
Sure.
Because we spoke once briefly about lead gen and all of that, and I know you're heavily involved, and you were heavily involved
Yeah,
before.
but it's not that I'm heavily involved, but I mean, lead gen right now, it's like different channels. So social media has become integral to generating leads. We use more of videos than static images. Kind of get the staff or the team involved in those videos so they better connect with people, and that recognition of who they are is, you know, like they're known to people that have interest, and it works. Then obviously there's your Google search and different like project landing
Google Ads,
pages that
and remember, you told me
create.
that Google Ads is also efficient because people, I feel like they think only Meta is what's working, but
Actually, Google, I feel, is better today
Google
than
is
Meta.
better. Yeah, Google is better, and the spend is higher. The competition is fierce, but usually someone is searching for it, right? Like
Yeah.
with Meta, it's people flipping and then coming across or maybe hashtagging a certain term for it to appear, but my ad may not appear whilst theirs may, right? And then, of course, there's the traditional modern way of SMS activations.
all right.
It's still a practice. People do email blasts, and I enjoy email blasts a lot.
And it
'cause,
works? Is it still-
yeah, I find it works. And then, of course, small activations, which Khaldoon can take over. He's the best at it. He dominates that marketing activation.
It's like through events, right?
It could be
Stands.
mall stands, hotel stands, but he does it in a way that I don't think anybody in this market does it. And again, going back to the spend and the overheads, what Luay was talking about earlier, and the costs and people appreciating that lead, it also becomes very difficult, right? So we as a small mid-sized business, the amount of money we spend month on month is a lot, right? In relation to Luay's size and how much he spends. He definitely spends, him and Khaldoon, like 10 times what I do.
Can imagine.
But I know it's a heavy cost on the business itself. And what happens is when people start to get these leads, sometimes they become not grateful, nor they the guy hasn't picked up. They can junk it if the guy hasn't picked up.
That was
or
going my
hasn't-
next question,
Yeah,
yeah.
hasn't responded back to a what's up. And that's why email to me becomes very important, because it's
can track.
retargeting. Retargeting that audience, where sometimes they will be responsive because they saw something that they like, or it was the right moment for them to see, so they responded back, and it converts into an
sale.
inquiry.
Yeah, that's amazing. And just to emphasize on this, like when you spend all this money on leads and all of that, like do you have a system in terms of how you make sure that all your team they are
Of course, it's automated. So a lead comes in, it goes into the system, it's pushed depending on the rotation or the language or sometimes the tier, based on the classifications that exist, and they get a notification on their phone. They don't action it; it moves on to the next. It becomes a lead recall. They do it twice, 3 times. You just put them off. They come, asking for.
I mean, one might say like because these people, the agents, they don't have a salary. They maximize on making sure that they talk to the lead. But I feel like in the reality, it's not always the case.
No, it's not always the case. Unfortunately, it's not always the case, right? And then if leads is luck, being attentive and putting effort. Honestly, like if you're not disciplined, and that's like the word we used earlier, and you're not self-motivated, because again, what do we do as a business? We give them the platform, the support, the involvement, access to what they need, negotiate sometimes on their behalf to make it happen. Like we're pushing.
I've seen
with
that a lot as well.
Yeah, we're pushing. We're also pushing because we want to monetize.
Yeah.
But sometimes again, like people don't value this, don't appreciate it, and when they don't, I say, you know what, you can go to Provident or Real Estate Masters, and really just leave me in peace.
That was a good switch. But coming back to the activations, I also see a lot.
Actually, I had a girl when I said this. She called me at night. She's like, "Why are you saying take? I don't want to go there." I was like, "But you keep saying my leads are not, picking up the phone." Okay. So why don't you go somewhere else and
you told her go to Masters or
she's
Provident,
like,
and she said, "I don't want to go there."
Wanted me to go there last year, but no, I want to stay with you.
I need her name so that I never hire her.
Oh my God! Like this, but I mean, I've seen a lot of agents jumping from one. It's normal in Dubai. It's really normal. But what I want to talk about with you, Khaldun, I noticed this. A lot of people they don't know is that usually the developers do the stand and they work with brokerages so they can contribute with the sales in the stand.
Yeah.
Or in your case, the brokerage is the entity that go and rent the space in the mall or whatever place.
In our case, it is us. Yes, it's our space.
Oh my God, I never heard about this before. So you literally go and you create an activation about it.
I think nobody heard this except in Dubai, that you go to the shopping mall planning to buy a pair of pants and you end up buying an apartment.
It's insane, right?
Yeah, and it happens. I've seen
A
it.
lot.
Like,
Absolutely.
It happens.
This is what happens in
That's
the malls.
their business model.
This is
This is your business model.
Yeah, but I want to tell you something. You asked a very interesting question about marketing, and while Hisham was talking, and I can't wait to hear from Luai, to be honest. It's a responsibility. We have to provide a platform which has leads, which has a CRM system and everything. And because we spoke about recruitment and screening earlier, one thing that I always ask myself when someone decides to leave the company, genuinely, I do ask this sometimes to my head of operations, sometimes to my head of sales. Have we done everything possible for that person to actually make money and sell? Did we provide the right leads? Because, see, marketing is not just about Meta and Google and all of this. Are they trained? Do they know how to handle a lead? Do they know the value of the lead? Do they know how to speak to someone over the phone? Like if it is a fresh lead or if it is a random data. And we all know that here in this country, sometimes we call random numbers. I had people who would pick unique numbers like 666s and 999s and just call them because they believe that the owner of this number is someone who can afford an apartment or a villa. So have we provided everything possible for these people in order to actually do something out of those leads? So about the leads and about the activations and what we have a bit of a different business model, and it's something that we have succeeded.
And there's other agencies, or you are the only one?
I believe there are plenty of others, but we have a big number of stand activations in various 5-star luxury hotels, in malls at the moment, and sometimes we do it internationally also.
Okay.
Because For the agents, this is the best and the most qualified lead. Why? Because that person actually stopped and had a meeting. So that first meeting is initiated already.
It's not happening digitally, it's live.
Exactly. Because in the case of online marketing, you need first not to sell. We used to do this before. By the way, if we go back in 2008 and 9, we used to sell on the phone. Agents used to sell on the phone. They used to send by fax or by email the floor plan, and people would send the agreement for the use of the credit card. You know, the credit card, what do you call it?
The form.
The form, the credit card form. And we would actually charge them on the credit card.
Now it's happening through a Zoom call.
Exactly. Now it doesn't happen anymore. Now, once you get a lead, you need to push for a meeting to start with. So this is the part that we save when we have the activation, that the meeting is already happening.
Happening in
so
the first step,
you can take the client who is interested to the developer and actually close a deal.
Yeah.
And also, so basically in those stands, there is only one project or one product you are selling, or it's a multiple products?
Most of the time we are promoting a specific project.
Okay.
Or developer, I would say.
Sorry?
Or developer.
Or a developer, yes.
So it's like a
definitely.
joint venture between developer and brokers.
Sometimes it's a joint venture. Sometimes it is something that we do, and we believe that this project will sell, that this specific scale model will attract people. It's a very visual thing.
Yeah.
And it's a great platform. Yeah, it is.
Amazing. Luay, now I want to talk to you about something that is also related to marketing, but I'm noticing that lately there is I don't know if it's a trend or it used to happen in the old days, which is the roadshows. And a lot of people, they are even developers. They're doing roadshows. Even though I think the developers started it, if I'm not wrong. I don't know who started it as a broke.
I don't know who started it first, but both of them do it.
Both of them.
And
I
it's- there's, I mean, from Damak, because you're ex
course.
Damak, and you've been involved in roadshows all around the
Absolutely.
world.
Absolutely.
Until today, you do roadshows, and I think
Absolutely.
next week or the week after you're
There
traveling
is,
for a roadshow.
there is one happening next week.
Yeah, we do roadshows. We did like 6 in the US in the summertime. In a year, we do maybe 15 to 20 roadshows. I think Hisham's also been involved with a lot himself. All of us do it. I mean, we go and we kind of we experiment sometimes to find new markets.
Yeah.
Like we're doing a certain country now. I don't want to mention it. I want to keep it.
Yes.
I want to keep it for us.
You can try to guess, guys.
Yeah. So we try. The US has been great for everyone. The US is an upcoming market. And a lot of developers, Damak, Shoba, Emar, us, other agencies are doing a lot of roadshows there. They're doing a lot of roadshows in the US, UK. I've done roadshows in the UK since like 2016.
Wow.
There's agencies that built their business model on roadshows.
On roadshows only. True.
Only, right.
Yeah, actually, that's what I think is a good idea to do it now. But like, is it because the market now is khalas, internally is saturated, and roadshows are the only way? And to add to this question, before doing a roadshow in any given country or city, do you have a process on how you will analyze or study, or like, is there a study how you approach this?
I mean, of course we do that. First we see if there's already people coming and buying from there. We look at different statistics. Their currency. Is it devaluing? Is it pegged to the dollar like us? Is there direct flights there? You don't want to go to a country there's no direct flight to it, right?
Wow,
That's
what a detail.
Step one is from the screening process. If there's no direct flight, it's going to be very difficult or inconvenient for them to come and buy in Dubai. Do you get what I mean? That's step one. But do they have an appetite for buying properties in Dubai? Step two. And then we filter it out, and then we decide. Sometimes maybe from our website we saw a lot of traffic from a certain country. That's how I do it. I see certain traffic coming from X country, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of interest. Why? Oh, I hear their taxes are going up, and I'm sure they're gonna want to move to, or safety and security is going down, and there's a lot of crime and all of that. And we're like, ooh, and there's a lot of maybe Arabs or Indian community or Pakistani community that tend to want to buy in Dubai. And we're like, oh, interesting. Let's explore it. Let's do some marketing too. And then we see there's leads coming through, people's interest. Then we decide to do roadshows.
That's okay. So it starts digitally through advertisement, and then you see the feedback, and then you take it to the next level. That's very interesting. And internally, I believe is the same old game of, it's not an old game, it's quite new, Meta and Google Ads and all of that. Is the same thing, going through ads. I mean, you involve your team, because I know some of your team members, they are very active in social media.
Yeah.
So do the company help them? Do you have like a program how to help them in social media? Or how do you do it?
Okay, we do help them a lot, but I always do advise them to do their own. Like as a company,
Yeah.
we've got, a full team of marketeers, videographers, photographers, and all of this. So we do the general marketing,
Yeah.
and we'll utilize, like Hisham was saying, a lot of the agents in the videos, and we'll prioritize them for leads and all of that. But if they want to go into like personal branding, as a company, maybe we'll do a couple of videos for them to help them out,
Yeah.
to get them started. But I always advise, any agent, you want to succeed in the industry, you need to invest in yourself.
I agree.
Invest in your education, your knowledge, your experience, your techniques, sales techniques, and in your social media, if you're up for it. Some people, don't always push it down their throat, get on social media, do posting. It's not for everyone. Some people are maybe shy, introverts, or, they
Yeah.
don't want to be on camera. So they can find another way. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe calling, maybe following up on the leads, calling the
Yeah.
leads and all of that. Or I always say when an agent first joins me, they ask me, what do I do? I'm like, step number one, let everyone know that you work in real estate.
In real estate, absolutely.
That's step number one. You go to
Absolutely.
your first circle. You let everyone from your family know you work in real estate. Then you let everyone know from your school and your old friends and everyone you've known after that in college. And I'm sure one or two or three of these people is going to refer a client to you.
Yes.
That's the first thing you need to do.
True.
But before you speak to any family member, know what your product. Don't be calling them and
Yeah.
pitching something wrong to them. Go get to know your product. Understand it before you speak about anything and fall in love with the product. Once you do that, you do this.
Yeah.
Then you get training. I mean, we have an academy in our company. Some others do personal
I spoke
training.
with Mohammed about that. That's cool.
Yeah. So we have a training academy. We've digitized the training academy and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they can get training, they get the product knowledge. We send them to developers. We give them leads. You were talking about also like calling the leads and all of that. Forget what I'm going to say. Statistics and books tell you the average, it takes 8 calls for a guy to answer his phone. And I tell my agents when they tell me, oh, the guy didn't answer his call, I'm like, that's because he's got money. People with money don't answer their calls every call they get. And I'll be honest with you, I get like thousands of calls per day.
And you don't pick them
I
up.
don't answer, by the way. Numbers I don't know, I don't answer them. Because usually some number I don't know usually is someone trying to sell something to me. And if
my
he's
God.
a friend of mine and he knows me, he can send me a WhatsApp. I will see his picture and I'll go, I know this guy. Let me
I'm
call
gonna
him
pick
back.
up. Yeah, absolutely.
And if I'm interested, I'm going to look at your WhatsApp and message you back. Do you get what I mean? So it's just simple things.
Yeah. Nobody know what's going to happen in the market. I mean, a lot of things can happen. It's very unpredictable. But, I mean, later down the line, I feel like Dubai real estate is going to switch to the normal real estate that happened in the globe, which is selling a ready unit. So in Dubai, everything is, or like 60-70% of the sales are off plan, right? I'm not wrong.
60, it changes. It's
Yeah.
not always like that. It's up and down. I believe next year maybe that might change. Who knows?
Yeah. So do you think this change of going from off plan to secondary market is going to happen soon, or still Dubai, there's a lot of off plan coming? I'm talking a projection of like 5, 6, why not 10 years. What do you think about it?
Why don't we say UAE?
Thank you. UAE,
So
yeah.
this answers your question.
Thank you, yeah, because
That's it.
Ras Al Khaimah, Abu Dhabi.
Exactly.
So you think, Khaldoon, that off plan still...
I don't think we have sold 1/3 of what is possible to be sold in the UAE, man.
There's a lot of inventory that's being sold and the volume.
And there's lots of land. There's lots of
Yeah.
land in the UAE. And if there is no land, they're going to create land.
like
Yeah, they
Palm.
build islands.
Thank you. So this is part of the dynamic of the UAE. Until an evolution or a new era of something else that's going to happen, this is when things might shift.
Yeah.
But not too soon. I don't think so. I don't know about the guys
I was
here.
having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. Dubai and the UAE has really changed global real estate around the
Exactly.
world. And we have to fully admit it. Like when I was young, or my family or your parents, who would have thought you would go buy a property, an apartment, 6,000 or 6,000 kilometers in another city? It was unheard of.
Yeah.
Most people buy a house, they live in it for 20, 30 years. That's the reality. That's most
Absolutely.
families. My family, your
Absolutely.
families in America. Today, Dubai broke boundaries. Today, you're in the US and you're investing in a property in another country. Why? Because it's Dubai. I mean, we're here, you can say we're great salespeople, great businessmen, but this city, this country made us who we are today. The stuff they did to attract the investments and the people is we were part of it. We lived through it. And, and I think, so real estate today's changed, okay? And I do think there might be a correction one day.
Of
Okay,
course.
and
Obviously.
correction is always healthy.
It's a healthy thing.
But
Absolutely.
today the market is more regulated than 2008. It's completely different. Is there a lot of properties coming on the market? Till now, it's been absorbed. People are buying. Every launch is being a sellout and all of this. How long can it go on for? I don't know. Would there be a slowdown? And not because of the UAE, but end of the day, this country or this city is part of a world economy. And whatever is going to happen in the world economy, like it or not, we're going to be affected. Just what
Exactly.
happened in
Of course.
2008.
Of course.
2008 wasn't the fault of Dubai or the UAE. It was a crisis in the US. Okay, that it blew over to us.
It was a
Right?
global
US.
crisis.
Yeah, let's be
it was
honest.
a global
It
crisis.
It
Absolutely.
blew all the way to us and affected us. It wasn't our fault. And again, it might happen. Maybe something massive might happen in China.
COVID.
Or
Come on.
COVID.
So when
Yeah,
COVID,
COVID
happened,
was like
it was
another
the
one.
same
Yeah.
thing.
So is there going to be a correction? Yes, but I'm a firm believer like you in the city, in the country, it's going to continue. But then again, for how long? Like, how can the population be? What is it going to be, 20 million? We're going to be the biggest city in the world. Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
sure. Yeah.
Tokyo's like almost 20 million, and London, including all the suburbs, is like 15 to 20 million. I haven't checked lately Wikipedia or ChatGPT. Okay,
Yeah.
but they're pretty big.
Yeah.
Right now, they say 4 million. I've heard from a lot of people they say 4 million, but we're actually 8 million people are in the city. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the roads are overcrowded. They're trying to build and expand on the roads. They're doing a good job, but how fast can you do it?
Yeah.
Right? And Abu Dhabi is becoming, like, I believe Abu Dhabi last year's population grew faster than Dubai, by the
Yes.
way. So Abu Dhabi, they're attracting a lot of investment. A lot of people are moving over there. We're going to see substantial growth go to Abu Dhabi. We're going to see it in Ras Al Khaimah. We're already seeing it in Ras Al Khaimah. And the reason why I brought that up, that Dubai, what they did, everyone wants to emulate now, the whole world.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Especially the neighborhood.
The neighborhood, but the whole world. Like
Yeah.
you got Bali now trying to sell like freehold and market.
Yeah.
Mauritius, Thailand, Maldives.
Absolutely.
So Dubai created this
The
new
trend.
market or
Yes.
trend
Yes.
that you can buy a property very far away as a good investment.
I mean, wait till tokenization will also take. It will be
That's
like
going to open a huge pool of money that we're not
Yeah.
exposed yet to.
we don't, and we cannot even fathom the idea that's gonna happen. Like the amount of money will flood here because the barrier will be so low. It's crazy.
And wait until the era of entertainment starts in the UAE with the
Yeah.
casino, with Disneyland, with all of these entertainments.
Cinema also.
coming. Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
It's gonna be crazy
For me, it's just a positive perspective.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get better. It's
Yeah,
only
we're all
gonna
positive,
get better.
very long. No,
Yeah.
long
Correction
term.
again.
Yeah.
Correction. Yes, but again, if you're in the market, you know that a correction is a positive
It's
thing.
good. It's a discount. It's like the mall is 70% discount. Not 70, but like
Well,
I'm talking-
correction doesn't necessarily mean that prices are gonna go less
Maybe
or
it's just
lower.
stagnated. Yeah.
Exactly. When the market is stable, it means that the market is correcting.
Itself,
and
yeah.
for us, not to see an increment in the prices, we feel like, oh, the correction is bad. No, actually, this is how it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is what's supposed to happen.
Because prices increase so fast.
Exactly.
And like when they're not as growing that fast, we were, oh, is something wrong? No, because it went very, very fast. It was unhealthy. Now it's just being okay.
Okay. So now, what's interesting about you guys is not only your achievements, it's also your friendships. You have an interesting friendship that I really don't see a lot. First of all, let me give you what I notice about you guys. First of all, I feel like buddies from university, they're like talking. you come back to that energy, like as if you knew yourself from like since university. You have that banter, that laughter, like you are guys, you're high on life, which I don't see in Dubai a lot, especially from business owners.
Yeah.
But I see it in you guys.
Can I tell you something? What's
Yeah.
funny, by the way, for both of them? Before I met you, I knew both of you over the phone for like maybe a year or two.
Yes.
Maybe you 1 year or two. Maybe you for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I've known you over the phone, and then we met. At one point, also, we ended up, traveling together to the UK, and I think this is where we kind of engaged a lot more.
Yes.
And became
I think
closer.
we went on a trip before that, Can Oman?
We went to
When
Oman
we were all
together.
gonna like
also.
yes.
die.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
We're
yeah.
not going to mention with who.
No, we
Yeah.
don't have to.
But it was an interesting flight.
Yeah, so I've traveled with him a couple of times. So when you travel with someone, you build a different bond,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Professional, I've known the guys. I highly respect both of them very much for everything they've done and achieved. And traveling with them was like that
we
extra
respect
thing.
you, right?
Habibi,
course we
thanks.
do.
Until you're gonna dominate.
Of course. Of course.
You will.
Inshallah.
But by the way, like among you three, who's the most, let's say, like let's say, I'm not gonna say the word naughty because
It's Luay.
no,
Definitely not me.
not naughty, but like
We're that quiet person over there.
yeah, like who's the craziest, like the and like somebody who like you cannot predict their behavior.
I think all of us had some craziness in us
Yeah.
when we were younger.
Yeah.
I think it's just like
Yeah.
we've gone past that
I
craziness.
think we're very similar.
Yeah.
Really?
I think we
Yeah.
are, the three of us, we are very similar. We have lots of respect for each other's 100%. We have more or less the same amount of experience. We talk to
Khaldun
each.
tries to bring his age
Yeah.
towards us, but
I do. I'm the eldest among them. Obviously, he likes to mention that. And I'm proudly 50 next year. Yes.
Bro, you look
Bro,
the
I'll give
youngest.
it.
You look the
I'm
youngest,
proudly
bro.
50 next year. No, but honestly, they're really good friends.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. For Luai, for example, with a specific developer, we are really competitors. Like
That's what that was gonna
we
be my
are-
next question.
we
How you manage the competition?
we are really competitors. Like
Yeah.
he was number one at one point, and then we were number one, and now like we're competing on the number one.
Yeah.
Both companies.
You took it away from us one
I
year.
can't say I took it away. I can't say that. I don't like to say that because
Okay.
you always earned it.
Really?
And I'm always very happy for his success, always. And he knows this. Like even on social media, whenever I see him, as he mentioned, doing the Monday briefing, I go like, "Wow, man, great! This is cool. I love seeing you doing your
You
Monday."
motivate each other.
We do.
can you start posting on LinkedIn? Mande on Instagram, no TikTok.
I think we need to have you on Instagram
No.
at one point. We're
Inshallah.
not going to discuss
I'm
this
doing
now,
my
but,
best.
but
We
we
will do it
will.
now. Yeah.
We will. Hisham also. Hisham managed. Hisham worked in very reputed companies,
Yeah.
and he has really a very solid experience. And honestly, sometimes I would just pick up the phone and vent, and he would, give me ideas. Sometimes we don't ask for solutions, but we share experiences.
Yeah.
We never, because I learned one thing, and I think we discussed this before. You can never give anybody a solution for what he's in, but you can tell an experience, and out of that experience, that person might learn something.
Yeah.
So
But sorry, I want to correct you here. But
Okay.
Anjad, out of his experience, sometimes I want a solution. He hesitates to give me the solution, so because I will follow it. Okay, so I don't say I don't come back to him, but he there are certain things that I've gone through, and his experience has been very very useful
Age
for me.
again, right?
Mish age, no, it's the listen, it's the,
The exposure.
it's the upbringing, your roots, your heritage, your environment that you're in,
Yeah.
and it's very similar amongst us, right? And that I appreciate with Khaldun. Lu'ay, يعني he's saying he knows me for 5 years, and I knew him for 15 years because like I mentioned, my childhood friend when I lived in Saudi, and, has been with Lu'ay for 15 out of his 17 years, and that also says a lot about his nature, his character,
Yeah, if
how he
someone
takes
worked for
care
you all
of
this time.
people.
You know what's
Yeah,
interesting?
yeah.
When someone comes and says, I got a job in Providence, and I go like, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
You can trust Luai.
Yeah, 100%.
Luai is someone
Ajad.
who can be your backbone. Honestly, this is what we say. Same thing
True.
applies
Yeah, yeah,
with
for
Hisham.
all
Go for it, man. So
Yeah.
there's a beautiful competition. We even share everything, like costs, how much you're spending on
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
how much
Yeah.
you're spending on that. Because we learn from each
Yeah.
other's, and there's respect,
Yeah.
and there is joy of the success of each other's.
Absolutely.
We enjoy each other's success.
And I believe this is why it's very
But this
hard
doesn't
to
happen
beat.
with everybody.
It doesn't. I never seen
It
it.
doesn't apply
I
to
never
everybody in
seen
the
it.
market.
I never seen it.
It does not.
I never. I mean, it doesn't happen between three people who are selling in the same company. Like,
Yeah.
imagine you are heads of companies, and you know when I knew that you guys really care for each other when you told me what you're preparing.
Oh, you're going to talk about that?
Up to you guys, but there is something.
Okay.
There is
Okay.
something you're preparing that looks like what we are doing now. If you want to talk about it briefly, I don't advise you as somebody because like this we're gonna be like from the same field. Even though I'm in media, you're gonna join media in a way, and I believe your contribution in media is going to be so much needed. This is one of the best episodes I did in real estate. I promise you.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of the best episodes in real estate?
No,
You
one of
had
the-
to say in real estate.
Yeah, because I do sometimes
episodes.
not.
So خلاص, stop it there.
Yeah, because sometimes I do non-real estate related episodes, but I mean, majority of my episodes are real estate related. But what's good about it is not just the information, but like the flow of conversation, the way you, like, I ask him something and then he refer, Luay, I ask something, Luay, and he refer, like, you pass to your friend. And even in Islam, we have there is this, I wish we see it more like when you're eating, you pass some to your the person who's sitting next to you, and I see it in a different level, and I really appreciate that. But to come back to what you're preparing is going to be, if you don't mind telling my audience, because I want my audience to really wait for this to happen, is going to be a show where you guys are gonna be inviting pioneers. Not only in real estate, I believe this, as per what you told me, guys, in real estate and other.
You asked us if we wanted to discuss it, and you're
No,
answering the question.
I will give you.
I don't know when he's going to stop.
I will give you the general idea, and you can develop on it. I'm waiting for it to watch it because I will learn from that from this show. But what you can add, like, if you want to spill some tea, it's checked exclusive.
Go ahead.
I mean, we're
Please.
excited about doing this because we're going to bring all our years of experience, not only in the real estate, but in life,
Yeah.
we want to share and bring the right people and grill them. And we don't want to just talk about, the top of the stuff. We want to go like deep inside a lot of things and, talk about it and bring it all out and expose it in a nice way to help people.
Who came up with the idea?
Yeah,
It was our idea.
I think Khaldoon,
Yeah.
It was our idea.
Well, I was having a conversation with Khaldoon. He's like, let's speak to Luay. I hang up because I was going to have dinner with a friend of mine. All of a sudden, I see the group form. Tak, tak, tak. Yalla, let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's start.
One of the things that, because we're going to have guests sitting in your seat, basically, for me, it's always very important to know the person behind that icon.
Yeah.
Or that brand?
Exactly. Whether it's a brand, whether it's a person, whoever it is, there's, as Luay said, we want to dig deep.
Yeah.
We want to talk about him or her as a human, how things happen, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to expose more. But back to the idea, actually, how it started was I was always trying to push Hisham to go on social media and do a podcast. And then he said, why don't we do something together? And then Luay, of course, is part of this. So we said, okay, why don't we do a podcast? But it's not really a podcast.
It's a
I don't
show.
think it's a
I feel like it
podcast.
sounds like
it's
a
more
show.
of a
Yeah.
exactly. Let's not burn it. I think we've said enough.
Yeah. No problem.
I personally
I'll
said
be your
enough. I
first
don't know if
fan.
we-
I
I don't
will
know
be
if
the
we should-
first
No,
fan.
no,
I will
of course.
subscribe.
No, there's nothing. No,
Yeah,
there's nothing more.
But it's gonna be interesting. It's
Yeah.
gonna be very interesting.
And also to add on this, Hisham, you have an interesting podcast that talks about architecture, a different approach to real estate that I really enjoy. And we came to an end for this interesting conversation. Luay, Khaldoon, Hisham, you have been checked.